Okay, let's be real. You're pouring money into AI, you have absolute mountains of data, but that big ROI you were promised, it's just not showing up. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and find that missing link, that powerful connection between your data and your processes that actually unlocks the value of AI.
So here's what we're going to walk through. First, we'll tackle the AI ROI puzzle itself. Then, we'll dive into two really important ideas, the what versus the how. After that, you'll see how they connect, which leads us to a powerful solution called IPE. And we'll wrap up with one big, critical question for you to take back to your own team. All right, let's jump in.
First up, the AI ROI puzzler. And the big idea here is actually pretty simple, but it's so profound. When you're talking about AI, context isn't just king, it's the entire kingdom. It's everything.
I mean, this is the question, right? This is what keeps so many leaders up at night. You've made the investment, you've got the fancy tech, so where are the results? It's a super common frustration, but the answer is a lot closer than you might think.
And here it is. This is the heart of the problem, a total lack of context. See, your AI doesn't need more raw data. It needs structured, consistent information that actually means something. Think about it. Raw data on its own is just noise. You need the story behind it, the context of how your business actually works.
So, how do we give it that context? Well, it turns out there are two fundamental ways to do it, two sides of the very same coin. We call them the what and the how. And really getting this distinction is the first major step towards finding a real solution.
First, let's talk about data alignment. This is the what. The easiest way to think about this is like creating a universal dictionary for your entire company. It's all about making sure that when your sales team, your marketing team, and your finance team all say a term like customer lifetime value, they're all talking about the exact same thing.
And then you have process alignment. This is the how. So if data alignment is your dictionary, then process alignment is the grammar. It's about taking those standard definitions from the dictionary and using them to streamline how work actually gets done. You know, the workflows, the actions, the day-to-day decisions. So here's the bottom line, the key takeaway. Data alignment is all about the meaning of your information. Process alignment, that's all about the logic of your operations. One defines the nouns in your business. The other defines the verbs.
Now this chart breaks it down perfectly. Let's just focus on the value row way at the bottom. See, data alignment gives you trusted reporting, a single source of truth. And that's fantastic, right? It's great for understanding where you've been. But now look over at process alignment. It delivers faster execution. That's all about moving forward and doing it quickly and consistently. You can already see how they deliver different kinds of value, and you can almost feel that tension. You really want both, don't you?
And that leads us to a really critical point. So far, we've been talking about these two things as if you have to pick one over the other. But the real magic, the big aha moment, is when you realize they aren't competing at all. They are completely and totally independent.
Yep, they really are just two sides of the same coin. I mean, think about it. Your perfectly defined, beautifully aligned data is pretty useless if it doesn't drive some kind of action. And on the flip side, your super streamlined processes will just create chaos faster if they're running on inconsistent, misunderstood data. You absolutely have to have both. So the big question is, how do we bring them together? Well, the answer is a framework called Integrated Process Excellence, or IPE for short. This is basically the operating system that's designed to pull both of these sides together and make them work as one. And there it is, the core formula. It's so beautifully simple. You take your shared dictionary, that's the what, and you add your consistent grammar, the how, and that is what finally equals real, measurable, sustainable return on investment. This is the equation we've been looking for. So what exactly is IOP? You can think of it as an operating framework. Its entire job, its whole purpose, is to bind the what and the how together into a single system that is just relentlessly focused on driving actual business outcomes. It's the engine that really makes that formula work.
The real power of IPE comes from this closed-loop cycle. Look, you start with an insight from your aligned data. That insight drives a very specific action through your aligned processes. Then you measure the outcome of that action, you learn from it, and that learning feeds right back into new insights. It's like a perpetual motion machine for continuous improvement.
Okay, this table brings it all home. Just look across the outcome row. Data alignment, it gives you a unified data view. Process alignment gives you automated actions. But IPE gives you a closed-loop system that combines both. And the value?
It's not just a shared understanding or faster work. It's sustained ROI. See, IPE isn't just adding the two together. It's a multiplier.
So this brings us to our final and maybe our most important section. This is a question for you and for your team. Now that you get the pieces of the puzzle, how do you actually apply this to your own strategy?
I want you to let this idea really sink in for a second. The source material puts this perfectly. Trying to fix your confusing data without first fixing the misaligned processes that create that bad data, well, you're just treating a symptom. It's kind of like trying to translate a poorly constructed language instead of just, fixing the language itself.
So the real takeaway today is this. The debate isn't if you need alignment. You absolutely 100% do. The strategic question you need to take back to your organization is this. What's the true root cause of our problem, and what should we align first to fix it? Our data, or the very processes that create that data in the first place?